The title of this podcast is Stay Committed to What Got You Here. And what I mean by that is total well-being in every aspect of your life. Beginning first and foremost, just being conscious as much as possible. Having this spirit of an open heart and being kind and serving. Mentally, being sharp and using your mind for things that it's good at, like problem solving things and creating, plans that are practical and not using your mind for things that involve worry, obsessive thinking, ruminating, trying to control and manipulate, those kind of things. Mind's not good at that. What the mind is good for is giving a specific job to do. Work on my resume. Create a plan for us to go on vacation. It's great at those kind of things. Help solve this new problem that we have that's going to help improve patient care. Great at that. But the other stuff of trying to control and manipulate situations and people so that you feel okay inside, horrible at that. And then the last thing is also along with that is the physical piece, which is being at optimal health, working on that with what you eat, how you show up for your exercise, and just continuing to work on those things is what to me means total well-being. And there are a lot of things that go into it. And one of the most important things that have gone into it for me was staying committed to what got me here. And what got me here is doing a well-being practice every day and surrounding myself with people that help me grow. It would be so easy for me to isolate. And I remember many times, I'm reminded of a story, not a story, but an experience that when I was younger, I was really connected to a couple of my cousins growing up, and they were fantastic. We had the most fun. Whatever we did, we were having fun, supporting each other, laughing, growing. And a lot of it was around physical activity and other things that kids and teenagers do. And all of a sudden, I got a girlfriend, in my teenage years. And when I got a girlfriend, I found myself spending a lot of time with her and and hardly any time with my cousins. So I didn't have this kind of rich, uh, good, healthy variety in my life in terms of my relationships. And so my world became all about her. And that's certainly one way to do it. But what I found is that my growth was being stifled. Not that I wasn't growing in the relationship, I was, but I could have grown a lot more if I would have surrounded myself with a lot of other people. And that's not something I did. It wouldn't be for decades later that my cousin expressed to me how much he didn't like my girlfriend, who was a nice person, but he didn't like her because we weren't spending as much time together. And over the years that I've thought about that, I look at my friends and I have a variety of friends with different interests, different backgrounds, with different things that they do. And they really help make my life rich and they help me grow that diversity of friends. Now I'm busy, or I think I'm busy, like many people are. And so what we've done is I've designed my life in such a way that it gives me these opportunities to spend time with a lot of friends. One of the easiest ways I've done it is my workouts. And my workouts involve a lot of great friends, and it's rooted in gratitude and connection and helping each other grow. And over the years, I've seen people, that did what I did when I was a teenager. They get attached to a person and they get pulled away, or they allow themselves to be pulled away, or they pull themselves away. And that person becomes almost their thing, their only thing in their life, which is not bad, but is it healthy? And there's been a ton of research, especially among men, that when their significant other, if their significant other passes away before them, the men suffer because their social well-being is really affected in a negative way because oftentimes they've made their whole life about that spouse or that significant other in such a way that any social engagement that they really have outside of work and family is if their spouse creates it for them. And so when the spouse, passes away, then those relationships fall by the wayside. And what I'm grateful for is that that's not going to be the case for me, and it isn't now. And the reason it's not is because I'm aware of it first and foremost, and the downside of it. And two, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be attached. I want to have the kind of relationship to where we support each other in this really amazing way. And when we're together, we're together. And when we're apart, still, having a blast and contributing to each other. Again, when we're together, we're sharing all the love that we have inside of each other. And when we're away, we're sharing all the love we have inside of ourselves with other people. One of my role models, who is just a really fantastic person, is this guy named Nathan. And what I love about Nathan is that he is committed to all the things that he's involved with equally. Things that he does out in the community for other people, things that he does in healthcare as a physician, things he does with the guys he went to college with and the guys that he has as friends now, and of course with his family. And he gives all of them 100%. He never skims out or skips an opportunity to when the time comes up to not be with wherever his schedule calls him to be or he's chosen to be, which is really really beautiful to me because that's not something that I did in back in the day. My world became very very small when I got into a relationship, and what I found is my world just continues to open up because of this variety of people that I have relationships with. But not only was it Nathan that I thought was remarkable, it was when I met his wife. So I remember meeting his wife, and I was telling her how great I thought Nathan was and how much I enjoyed being around Nathan. Like, and it was fantastic. And I said, like, thank you so much for supporting Nathan to come to the workouts. I know, you guys have stuff at home with two small kids. I think you have a pet at home too. And I know Nathan does quite a bit, with the family in terms of contributing with chores and taking care of the kids and the pet and all of that. And she looked at me and she said, Keith, when Nathan and I started dating, we made a commitment to each other. And the commitment was that your individual well-being is a priority. It's such a priority that I want you to make that first in your life before me, before anything else. And if you do, I will win bigger because you will continue to grow, you will thrive, you will have total well-being. And she said, so if Nathan comes to me and says, hey, listen, I had a rough day, I need to go work out or I need to go do this. She's like, go. I was like, wow. And he says, and I come in, I've been with the kids all day, and Nathan comes home, it's like, hey, listen, I need to go for a run, I need to go work out, or I need to go do this. Where Nathan's like, absolutely, not another word, go. I'm like, if I'm in a relationship, that's the one I want. I want something like that. And so when we're together, whether we work out together or don't work out together, but we really support each other, nurturing the relationships outside of our relationship is going to be key. And then, you got love everywhere, all over your life. So, I'm just really, really grateful for my friend who taught me, Nathan taught me this, and he and his wife, Jessica, that, it's important to stay committed to what got you here. And what got Nathan there were a lot of people contributing to him, helping him grow, and that continues to be the case. And he does the same thing for other people. And he had a commitment to taking care of himself from a well-being standpoint. And that's what got him there. That's what attracted Jessica to him. And so that's what continues to do that for both of them in each other's lives. And I just think it's beautiful. And in my own life, I just keep coming back to what got me here. No matter what, I'm coming to work out because I'm going to be amongst friends and I'm going to grow. No matter what, I'm going to the workplace with a servant's attitude. Why? Because that servant's attitude is what helps me go beyond my personal self to hopefully contribute to others. So, and lastly, what got me here was being 100% committed to reducing my own suffering. And if I can do that, then hopefully I can have a life in which I'm able to contribute to others instead of trying to get what I want.